How's it going, everybody? I am back in Fallout 4, and this time we're going to be looking at the Gunners versus Minutemen pack that just came out with update 1.33. I was going to upload this sooner, but with the beginning of this week, I just had like a crazy week with work and stuff like that, so it had to be postponed like a couple days. But we got it out just in time for the holidays. I don't know why it matters that it's Thanksgiving for my video, but yeah, just before Thanksgiving. So for this pack, basically, it's not a very extensive quest. Whenever you load in, Warpaint will begin. And cool thing about this quest is the more built up that you have the Minutemen in the Capital Wasteland, the more they'll be able to help you in this mission, which this save for me is not a very built up one. But you basically come to Hyde Park and you go to the church near Hyde Park. That's what the quest tells you to do, because you have to come find a dead Minuteman, and you find a note from her basically saying that they stole a... And this also glitches. Just click circle and then go back into it, and usually it'll come back up. But basically the Gunners have taken Quincy. Obviously that's like a part of the game anyway, but the Minutemen are trying to take it back. This like group of Minutemen at least, and they stole a power armor suit, and they are trying to use it to take over Quincy again. The problem is it has gunner paint, so they are trying to paint it, which is how they kind of like it's kind of how they put in the paint jobs in this pack as part of like the lore, which I appreciate that they tried to implement it into like the lore of the mission and stuff. This one doesn't feel as lore breaking as the Capital Wasteland Mercenaries, but this one is interesting. On this guy, you find a Gunner Scout note, which for some reason I did not find in my inventory to read for you guys. And then I'm getting attacked by the raiders here. But basically, after you come over here and you find the power armor set, the game tells you that you have to paint it to one of the 3 paint jobs that are available for the Minutemen. So the Cavalry, the Patriot, or the Revolutionary. And then I think that for the Gunners, there's Sergeant Corporal and like something Commander or something. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, basically you find someone here named Trumbull, whatever. They were trying to paint the power armor so that they could go into Quincy, and there would be no friendly fire or anything like that, so there was no confusion. And they got attacked by the Gunners. The Gunners sent a scout, and they found the person who was making the power armor. But I highly suggest clearing this location, Hyde Park, before you try to paint the power armor, just to make it a little bit easier, because if you're in danger, then it never goes away. Right there was just a cut, basically, to after I had killed everything in Hyde Park. But I went ahead and just picked one of the paints. It doesn't even matter which of the 3. I just went for the lowest ones so that I could paint them all pretty quickly. And this is just T51. There's nothing special about the power armor. You just get different paint jobs. But like I said, oh yeah, so Captain, Corporal, Sergeant. Okay, so there are 3 different armors for each faction. They each have like interesting things about them. I'll show them here in a minute once I get done painting my power armor set for the quest. But basically, if you don't have the items on you, there's a bunch of paint cans around the room, and that'll give you enough to paint the whole set. which I appreciate that they did that. They added the items around so you don't have to like take the power armor set to a camp or a settlement or whatever to paint it. They have all of the items in the building with you. And like I said, I just went ahead and used the cavalry paint, and they're basically just themed around the factions, and then each say something different on them. Like that one just says, "Here comes the cavalry." So here's the 3 different gunner power armor sets. So you have the captain, the corporal, and the sergeant. And I put them on different power armor sets. You obviously can use this on any of these. That's kind of what my point was just you can use it on any of the power armor sets. And then this is the Patriot, the Revolutionary, and the Cavalry power armor sets for the Minutemen. But as soon as you do that, you can hop in the power armor suit and then head to Quincy to join the battle. And you're not too far away. Hyde Park is literally across this like swampy area from Quincy, so you can literally run straight across all this water into Quincy. Here's me getting right into the rads. And you can see that they're already shooting at me, and there are significantly more people, I think, than regularly would be. They've got like some more people in power armor, and then like a couple of like commanders, basically, like actually named enemies. But essentially you just have to kill all of the enemies in Quincy. And my biggest problem is I did not have the Minutemen built up, so the Minutemen in my quest are not very, like, I don't know, present. There's only like a handful of them, and they really aren't doing that much. They're laying around dead, basically, and waiting for me to kill everyone. But this quest, it's not very difficult, and it's not like too in depth. It's not quite like the Wastelanders or the Capital Wasteland Mercenaries pack, but it is fun either way. I appreciate that this quest feels a little bit more lore friendly to the game, and I enjoy it being in the game. I do wish that there was a little bit more to them. You can see I have really bad aim. But I appreciate that they added more to the game, but I wish that they had maybe made it where this Minutemen actually settled here once you did like fight the gunners here, and that like it became a settlement or something. You can see right there, I do not realize that I have the perk that drops fusion cores, and I tried to throw a grenade, and all it did was become a fusion core. I also like to steal power armor suits, so you'll see me try to do this now. Trying to sneak behind him. Easy way to do that is just pop some jet and then run circles around the guy. Realize I have Aqua Pura and that I can heal myself with it from the Capital Wasteland Mercenaries pack. But I take that jet, I just run around. You can run in circles around people, go into vats, and you can see it's already turning red. So once that fusion core comes out, the power armor suit won't be able to function anymore, and he'll hop out of it. I like to do that for like every person I fight that's in power armor, just because you can get their power armor suits, which is pretty sweet. Of course, jet lasts forever. So right here I'm like confused as to why he's not getting out of the power armor suit, and then he does. So what I think is interesting is this guy's in Minutemen clothes. I never had noticed that before because I always kill him while he's in the suit, or I've always had to kill him while he's in the suit but you can see I was like, oh, he's in Minutemen armor, and looking at that. But then basically, you just have to kill all these people. I'm just gonna clean up the last few that are here. You can see I've tried to jump down onto people. But yeah, I have enjoyed the content that's been added to Fallout 4, and definitely appreciate that Bethesda still allows them to add newer, like bigger updates 4 years after the game has come out, which the game recently just hit its 4-year anniversary. So that's pretty awesome. 76 also just had its 1-year anniversary a couple weeks back, but I don't. They didn't really do a whole lot for it, if I remember. I think that they may have had an Atomic Shop sale or something like that. And a double XP weekend is what it was. I did not play at all. I kind of wish I had, so I could have got myself to level 100, so I could finally just get that platinum. Because that's really the main thing I have left, and that and the Mistress of Mysteries, or whatever it's called. I don't even remember anymore. Here's me being bad and trying to run around this guy on this bridge and not being able to because it's a very narrow path and we're both in power armor. So me being annoyed for a while, and then me being like, oh, I'll assign Jet to the favorites so that way I can actually just equip it easier without having to go into my inventory. But yeah, Fallout 76, right now, I'm just waiting for an update on the game. And I do the exact same thing again, because it's the most narrow bridge ever, and I'm basically just jumping circles around a guy, trying to get behind him, and this guy's a little bit more difficult for some reason. But the most recent update for Fallout 76, or the most recent event, the Mischief Nights, just didn't work at all for me. The game crashed like constantly, and it was extremely frustrating. It was just hard to deal with, so I really didn't play it all that much. I probably attempted the event like a dozen separate times. I was playing other games, but I would pause and like attempt to play on the hour mark, because that's when the event happened, was every hour. And it would crash like a good 90% of the time. That's bad math. I did the event probably like a dozen times or so, and I only had like 5 completed playthroughs, so it was almost 50%. But it's a problem. Like, that's a huge problem. Why does the game just not work? Why would you have an event if the game just doesn't work with the event? And I realize that a lot of people hate on 76, and that's not what I'm trying to do, because I do like Fallout, and I do enjoy 76 for the most part, but like, if it's that broken, it's extremely frustrating to want to play the game but be unable to. And I know that a ton of people like absolutely hate Fallout 76, but I don't hate Fallout 76. I actually enjoy it a lot. I just wish that it were not so broken. Yeah, but after you kill every single gunner in Quincy, and if the fighting is still going on, you have to go and kill the last of them. So you have to clear the area and raise the flag, and you'll get a Minutemen flag for the quest. But if you go into your miscellaneous, you can find an actual Minutemen flag in a flag case, the same way that the U.S. flag is throughout the game, which I appreciate. That's pretty interesting. But here's me attempting to raise the flag, but you can't raise the flag in combat, and I see that there's a gunner down here, which is annoying, because I'm all the way up on this roof. And it's Baker, the guy from the quest. Or from Quincy. And you see that I can't get up here from here, so I have to hop down and climb back up. But That's essentially the quest. You basically kill all the. You get a set of power armor, you kill all the gunners, and then raise the flag. And that's you reclaiming Quincy. I don't know if the gunners will ever respawn here. I'm willing to bet not. Uh, I hope not, at least, because like, what's the point of the quest otherwise? But yeah, I did enjoy that this got added to the game. It's not as good as the other packs, I don't think, but it's still interesting. Seems more like a base game content, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.